that sound amazing? Oh my god, I love that.
Countdown, trick or treat. Countdown.
You heard treat. What's up, guys? I've had the Seaboard Block for over a month now, and I've really been enjoying it. I've been messing around with the Equator software instrument. Remember when I told you that I got the full version? The Seaboard Block comes with the Equator player, but there's also a full version that's there for $79, I think. In addition to all the awesome presets that it came with, it also allows you to modify the sound, so you can actually create your own sounds or presets. Let me show you. Now you can modify sounds in all sorts of ways and create your own sounds and stuff with Equator, but I'm just going to show you some really simple things you can do to get started. So I'm going to choose the preset String and Horns, which comes with the Seaboard Block. Now, if you notice that as I slid my fingers forward, the string sound started turning into a combination of strings and horns. That's just strings. Now, what if you wanted to change this just to something simple? Like you like the strings, but maybe you wanted the sound of a choir as you slid forward instead of those horns. Right now we're playing with these two samples. We have loaded in the warm large strings and the warm French horns. A very simple thing you could do is just change those horns to a choir. And you just click on that. We'll use the choir O and still keep the warm large strings. And let's see what that sounds like. Now, instead of the horns, we have that nice choir. So just with a few clicks, you've already just changed one of the presets, and if you really like what you have, you can click on Save As, and you can save it as a brand new preset for you to use later on. All right, for the next example, I'm going to use Square Rhythm, which is another preset. And we're going to modify this a little bit. Here's what it sounds like without any modifications. Nothing happens when you slide, but when you press harder, there's a filter that changes the sound. Now, I don't like that too much. I'd rather this be more of a lo-fi, gentle sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a pad as a sample too. Here we go, we'll add the synth pad 1 and keep that as a filter. I'm going to turn off these oscillators. You can even do things like get rid of that noise. So that's changed the sound quite a bit. Again, this is responding to the harder that you press. All right. Let's do another one. Let's use the Breath Flute, which is something that's included with the Seaboard Block. I'll load that in. Sounds so good. It sounds so good as it is, but I want to do something different with this as well. I want to make this more cinematic. So I loaded the Breath Flute preset first, and then I changed the sample 1 to legato strings, which allows me to now play flutes and strings at the same time. Really awesome for that cinematic sound. So that's not cinematic. Let's try something else. So here now what I can do is play the flute with as a melody, and I can hold a chord, I can sustain the chord with strings. So you can do this with a lot of different instruments. Now I've used the flute on this one. but you can even just throw in something else, like if you wanted a guitar. So let's throw in the steel string guitar. Yeah, that doesn't sound so great. All right, so what else can you do? Now you have these oscillators that you can activate. You have these, you have distortion, bit crusher. You can adjust EQ and chorus and delay and reverb. You've got all these things to play around with. You can change the waveforms as well. I mean, there's so much to try. I just wanted to give you a taste of some of the things you can do very easily, and picking samples and activating them with slide or with press. These are really simple things to do, and are things that you can't do with a regular keyboard, but you can do with the Seaboard Block and the full version of Equator. All right, I hope you enjoyed that really quick demo. If you're wondering if you can do the same thing with the Noise app on an iPad or an iPhone, unfortunately not. You can do a little bit of sound modification with the 5D app by Roli, but it's definitely not as detailed as the full version of Equator. All right, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you later. This thing is really hard to keep clean. Dust sticks to it like glue. I tried to Swiffer it and it grabbed all the dust from the Swiffer. The best thing to do is use a clean cloth. Look at that, all better.